Hi guys, FairyNoraCosplay here, and I'm back again with another cosplay tutorial. This time I'll be teaching you how to make Nora Valkyrie's hammer Magnhild from the hit show Ruby. This is my second time making this hammer, so I thought I'd bring you all along for the ride to make it, as it is quite a process. This is a simplified version on how to make it. I've made it easier so people can follow it better than like 3D printed or wood-cutted versions. This one's made completely out of foam, apart from the stick. There's actually a wallpaper stick that extends so you can have a longer hammer if you want one. I'll leave all the materials used in the description down below so that you don't actually have to watch me show them all to you. I'll also leave a link to the WordPress tutorial for this, as it's easy if you want to follow it step by step, as I know that might be easier for some people. But anyway, on with the tutorial! Yeah! Woo! So, to start off, you're going to need to cut a lot of circles. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. So you're going to want at least 6 sheets of this building foam for that. So you're going to take a sheet. You're going to take your knife. In a minute, when I've stopped throwing everything around. You're going to take a sheet. You're going to take a circle, or whatever's closest to a circle. You're going to trace that circle onto your foam, and then you're going to want to take your knife and cut it out. Once all the circles are cut out, you should have 5 circles that look like this. I don't know the diameter of this foam, so you might want to make it a bit thicker. You might want 3 to make your base a bit thicker, but I'm only using 2 for the purposes of I don't really want it to be that heavy, because this will be heavy when it comes out. So these 2, you're going to take 2 of your circles and you're going to glue them together to create your top piece. But you're going to glue them together with the rigid edges to each other, so that the smooth edges are both on the outside, because we're going to engrave onto these later. So you're going to take your glue gun and you're going to glue all the way around your circle to make sure every bit's covered so it won't come apart. When you've made sure it's all glued together, you will have a circle that looks somewhat like this. It's just 2 circles stuck together. It will need sanding and dremeling. If you don't have a Dremel, you will have to sand it, but it will take a lot longer. But it's just to make sure that all the sides are smooth. Now, if it isn't sticking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of, it's not contact adhesive, Polyfilla. I don't know if any Americans have this, but in Britain, Polyfilla works. It's for putting in like the corners of your bathroom where tiles are. But it's easy to fix cracks and stuff, so Polyfilla. So when you've taken your circle and glued it together, you're going to put it over there because you don't need it anymore. You're then going to take your other circles and do the same thing with them. Glue them together. Except only glue 2 together and leave this one not glued, because you're going to need it to stick your tubes in. These tubes, mailing tubes. They're going to act as the grenade launcher parts for the middle of it, the little pink bits. So you're going to cut them up to the size that you want them. You're going to need 6. So I'd recommend getting 2 of the really large ones and just cutting them in thirds, and then you'll get 6 out of it. So you're going to cut it up and then you're going to take it outside and paint it. And when it's done, it should look something like this. Pink! Should be pink, because they're in the inside the pink. These ones are smaller than the other painted version, because these are the ones that got to go inside your circle. You should have 6 of these. They should all be the same size, but I'm awful at cutting, so they are not going to be the same size. Just knocked everything over. Prepare your workspace first. Don't let everything go everywhere. So you're going to take these 6 tubes and you're going to assemble them in sort of like a flower pattern. So there's, should look something like this. You're going to grab some duct tape and you're going to duct tape them all together. I'd advise putting the flat sides down first, the ones that actually come off the mailing tubes, so that it's not all wonky, and then the wonky bits are to the top and it doesn't matter. If they're all wonky, just sand them down so they're slightly more to the tune of what you need. So when they're all together, you're going to go and grab some scissors, which I apparently don't have. Ooh! You're going to grab those scissors, and you're going to grab your duct tape, and you're going to get equal sized duct tape so you can stick all the pieces together. Now it may not make sense now, but it will make sense when you come and put the hammer together. And these scissors are bad. I probably should have got some better scissors. Get some actual sharp, if you're going to cut duct tape, get some really, really sharp scissors or it won't cut. So you're going to take your piece of duct tape and you're going to stick it over one set of the tubes so that they stick together and become two tubes, as seen with the duct tape. And you're going to repeat the process until they're all together. And when they're all stuck together, they should look something like this, together with their duct tape so they don't fall apart. Now you're going to want to do it on the reverse side as well to make sure they don't wiggle like they are doing currently. So just turn them over, make sure everything's stuck first. Just turn them over and just stick them down on the reverse. When you've done both sides, they should just look like this. They shouldn't wobble. They should be like a honeycomb design. All honeycombed together and stuck together with duct tape. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to take your new honeycombed tubes. You're going to want to take one of your circles that you didn't glue to the base circle that you glued together earlier. And you're going to want to put them in the middle of the, or as middle as you can get of the circle, and then trace round them. Now I would advise cutting out some of the duct tape so you get a nice clean chop, because you need to get it exactly precise, otherwise this entire process will not work. So just chop off your duct tape, chop off your bits that you don't need, stick them together, and then you just pop it down and trace round it. Once you've traced round it, take your circles off, grab your newly traced other big foam circle, take your craft knife and cut around the edges that you cut for the tubes. When you've done that, just pop out the middle that you just cut out. Should come out easily. Always remember to use a sharp knife when cutting out, because if it's not sharp you won't get the desired effect that you need and it'll come out all janky and it won't look nice. So you just rip out your middle. If some bits haven't detached properly, just go around them again with a knife and they should come out a lot easier. Easier is not a word. Pop them out and you're left with a little flower, a little cute flower, and then the middle that you need, because once you put the middle down on top of the larger piece, once you slot it in there, once it is slotted on top, as you can see the holes are there, you're going to take your honeycomb tubes and you're going to pop them in. And if you have cut everything out correctly, they should just fit straight in like that. Straight in the holes. And they shouldn't wobble and they should be completely fine. So you're going to want to take it out. You're going to want to grab this piece out. You're going to want to grab another circle, of which I don't have, so I'm going to have to cut another one out. Unless I can rip this, no. So you're going to want to grab your circle, you're going to want to put it on top of a new circle that you're going to make and trace it. Trace the whole thing again, so it's equal for when you put it onto the other circle. This circle, which is your top circle and not your bottom circle. So you're going to grab your other piece of foam, trace around it and cut it out. Once you've cut it out, you should have another circle for your bottom circles, and you're going to take your one with a hole in it, take yours, slap them together and draw around the outline. Then you're going to cut this one out like you cut the other one out. If when it comes to it, this one is slightly off, if it's slightly too small, just cut extra bits into the edges when you're done so that they both fit together perfectly. You're then going to want to do what you did last time and just pop out the little flower bit that's created in the middle. Remember again to always go around it. If things won't come out, don't pull it because it won't look right in the end. Cosplay tip number 1, don't pull your foam because it will just fall apart and not look good. Got another spare flower bit, just put that to the side. You won't need it, but you might want it. And then you've got your second circular bit. So now you should have 2 cut out flower circles. They should be the same if you match them up correctly. So you're going to want to take your bottom piece, you're going to want to put your bottom piece in there the exact same way because otherwise this won't work. You're going to want to take this one, place it gently over there and grab your tubes. Place your tubes into their holes, their respective holes, because they should only fit in where you cut it out. And then take your other piece that you left the right way up, place it over the top of the tubes, place it in the holes with the duct tape. If they're slightly too big, don't worry about it, it will sort itself out. And then you should have the base and the top of the grenade launcher. Now when you come to put all this together, you're going to want to spray paint it all first. However, I'm not going to do that today because I don't have the spray paint. You're going to take this piece that you should have sanded and you're going to glue it to the top of your new circular piece so it all comes out as such, like this. It's like a big cylinder. One large cylinder. And when your cylinder is together, you're now going to take more foam and trace 2 pieces that look like these. These are triangle pieces that are going to go around the edge to make the back of the hammer. So when they're put together, I'll just glue them together and show you. They should look like a rounded shield behind it. Now whilst you're doing this process, always remember to keep hydrated. Cosplay tip number 2, always remember to keep hydrated. If you're con crunching, always look after yourself first before you look after your con projects, because in the end you're more important than your con projects are. This can take a long time because sometimes it needs to be done over a few days, such as the painting, the drilling. It all needs to take time to do it, so you could be waiting a while for this project, so I wouldn't consider con crunching this because it's not possible to do it in less than a day. It's really not. I've tried, I failed, it didn't come out looking well, so now I'm having to rebuild it. The shreds of the old one still linger around the house because I've ripped it apart for parts. But yeah, this will not take one day. You have to give this hammer time to make it look nice in the end. Apologies for the short delay, we have had to move. My camera battery is cut out, along with my patience, and now we are in the kitchen. So, apologies if it cuts out just before this. Before this we were doing this piece, the back piece, we were gluing it. And for the purposes, I've already painted all of these when the camera battery cut out. So, every single piece is now painted in this wonderful silver colour. It looks very nice, very rustic. So, we had finished with this big piece and it was all glued down these pieces to make sure it stays together. Now you are going to want to bend this, so if you want extra glue to keep it together or you want to put polyfiller in it, you can always do that afterwards. But for now we're going to discard this piece and just put it over there because we don't need it anymore. Now you're going to grab these two pieces. These are your weird circle pieces that are going to go on top of these two pieces, which you should have already painted. I have already also polyfilled mine, as you can see, with the white, just to make sure it was flat. Looks a lot nicer. Tip 2, polyfiller is really nice for filling in gaps if you don't have contact cement. I've done it with this one as well, but this one doesn't look as nice. It's going to need a lot of sanding. That is why we have a sanding block. Tip number 3, get a sanding block or a piece of my kitchen, as they say, that's nicely sanding block. It's sanding paper stuck to a bit of my old kitchen. Improvise. So you're going to take your bottom piece, one of these ones. You're going to take the non-painted side, which is this side here. You're going to take one of these, one of your circles, and its non-painted side. And you are going to stick them together, as so, with your glue gun. You have to make sure they're level or it won't fit. Otherwise you're just going to have to trim it. But you're going to take it and you're going to stick it together. You're going to want to remember your glue stick because you can't do anything without that. I did not. This is going wrong already. When it's all stuck, it should look something like this. A big round circle with this and the hole in the middle of it. Don't worry if it's slightly too big because you can always cut it off with your knife, as I'm about to do now. Remember to always cut on angles, because otherwise it will just not go straight and it will not look smooth and it won't look nice. Tip number 4, cut on angles. Angles are good. Discard your excess bits, and this one is ready to go. So what you want to do? You're going to grab your tube. Ow! You're going to grab these tubes, the ones that you pre-cut. Grab the holes that you pre-cut in them for the duct tape and shove them in the holes. We're going back a bit. We're going back. And now you can see. There we go. So you're going to take your honeycomb thing. You're going to take the ones where you cut the duct tape and stuck it in the inside, not the other side. And you're just going to, it's the right side. You're going to grab it and you're going to fit them in the holes that you cut for them. They've got to be the right holes or they won't go in. When you've found them, this one, you're going to glue in the holes. You're going to take this off carefully, making sure to remember that the front one goes to this front one. And you're going to glue around it so they stick together. And you're going to grab these and quickly place them into the glue that you have just glued so they don't come apart. You may have to shove them so that they actually go in the correct holes that you sized up for them. But it should be okay. And then you just push them, ow! Don't burn yourself, not good. Then you just push them down until they are correctly stuck in their places. and leave that set. Tip 5, don't burn yourself like I just did. This is the 4th burn I've got whilst doing this project. Please wear gloves, please. Please be responsible for your safety, unlike me. Because I clearly don't care. And don't con crunch. I said that in the last video, don't con crunch. What am I doing? Con crunching this entire project a week before the convention. Because I'm an idiot. Anyway, once these are... Polyfilla. Once these are securely set in place, they should just turn upside down and they shouldn't come out of your lovely little base. And then you're going to set this to one side, over here. And then you're going to do the same again. Polyfilla, why? Fuck off. You're going to do the same again. You're going to take these. You're going to take the non-painted side and the non-painted side of the circle. And you're going to glue them together. Don't glue them on your head. They do make good hats though. You could make a hat out of this. Whee! And you're going to glue them together. Holy fuck, that just scared me to death. Apologies for the noise that you're going to hear for the rest of this video. The dishwasher has just turned itself on and I didn't even know it was on and now I'm terrified. There's a ghost in my house. When you've done that, all done, you're going to cut it down if necessary again as you did with your other one. This one doesn't require as much cutting as the last one did, so it's only one little strand, I think, and then you're done. This one is done. You're going to want to polyfill the edges again and sand it down as this looks absolutely disgusting right now. But it will be solved later. Currently looks like a really big Oreo. Whee! Anyway, you're going to take this piece. You're going to take the piece you just glued together and you're going to pop them together. You've got to find the right hole again the whole time, boys. And if you're an idiot like me and have forgotten to cut the duct tape on the other side, you might want to do that now. Right, and when you've done that and stop being an idiot, you can put it together. Find the correct hole. Again. Oh my god, shut up, dishwasher. Aha, this is the right hole. Take it out. Remember that the front one here goes to the front one here. And do some more gluing. And then you're just going to leave that whole piece to set. You now have one big cylindrical tube thing. Woo! Put it down there to set. You're going to need it set. Now, we can't put the back on yet because this ain't set. So we're going to work on making some of the top pieces. I've already made them, but I will walk you through how to make them. Now this is the grenade launch part. The cute little dingly accessory bit that comes off of the back of it. With this you're going to need really, really thin craft foam. The stuff you can get like Hobbycraft or the American equivalent of Hobbycraft. This stuff here, just not in black. Tiny thin foam. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut out your weird Eiffel Tower triangular, what the hell ever it is, looking pieces. 3 of them in smaller sizes. They get bigger as they go along, as you can see with this one. And then you're going to want to stick them together down the back at the bottom. And when it's all stuck, you should make something like this. I can't remember how I made it, so I'm just reusing my old one and then repainting it at a later date. Now for this one we are going to remake together. It is the thing that looks like the gun part that you could shoot with. Pew pew. But mine is smooth on one side and crusty as hell on the other side, so we're going to make a new one. So you're going to want to take your thick foam, this foam here, and you're going to want to trace out the shape you want from the picture. I used the picture for this. I'm just going to trace around mine, but you can use your picture. And you're going to want to trace it on the correct side, and I didn't bring a pen with me. Oh dear God. Ooh, pen acquired. Ooh. And you're going to want to trace Tracey. Once you've done that, just cut it out. Always remember to put the lids back on your pens, you don't want them to dry up. Pens are useful and expensive. This was very dodgily cut out, but I will sand it later, so... But this is the piece here, the white looks better, here that you will want. And this is traced on that side. Yes. So you're going to want to trace it not that way, but this way, reverse ways, on the non-smooth side. So when you flip it, they will be exactly the same. When you've traced it, just cut it out again. Discard that foam. Just yeet it away, no one needs it. Take your two little pieces that you've now got cut out, and they should fit together somewhat nicely. If they don't, you can just trim it. But then you're just gonna glue them together. Where's my glue gun? Where's me? There it is. Oh, that was a fly. Anyway, when it's glued together, it should look somewhat like this. Like the old one. There's the old one. Except this one looks a lot nicer because it's straight. If there's any bad edges, just sand them off later. You'll look fine. But there are your two adjoining pieces that you need. Folded and dusted and ready to be put to the side and ignored for the rest of this. So you're going to want to take your newly secured pink, whatever the hell this is, pink, we're just going to go with that. You're going to take your big triangle, looks like the Pope's hat, see, you could be a cardinal, there you go. And then you're going to stick it, you're going to turn this way around, you're going to stick it onto there, except you've got to stick it in such a way that when it goes together, it curls around like so to form a lovely little cover for your things. It's like a hat for your Magnhild. Now you want to pick the side that you want the most to not show on camera, to cover up. So for me it's going to be this back bit here because I didn't fill it in. And you're going to take it and you're just going to glue it on. When you've done gluing together, you should have something that looks like this. If you tip it up, it should look somewhat like this. Woo! You can see the stems, you can see all the pink, it looks nice. It's got a back, you see, and if there's some cracking up the back, you can fill it in later. I'm going to fill mine in after this when I put the post in, which I won't record because I got to drill it and I'm not going to record outside, so. But yes, you will be just drilling a pole straight through the back of there when it's done. But that's the base part, all done, here, all finished. Whee! So you're going to put it down, you're going to make sure it's secure at the back as well. So on the inside seams here. If it isn't, just chuck some glue on it. Glue solves all your problems. Tip 6. Glue solves all your problems. Just glue everything. And if it doesn't, then yell at the glue. When you've made sure the back is secure and everything is together, like this, as it should be. This isn't the straightest, but can't figure out which way up it goes. Anyway, you're going to take one of these thin sheets of foam that I mentioned earlier, these ones, it might have a hole in it, and you're going to measure it round the edge to cover up any imperfections, and you're going to cut it out. Now I don't have any measuring equipment, so I'm going to guess, because that's what I do best. So you're going to cut a long strip all the way down, so it's equal, even, and it looks nice, and it covers up all the problems you may have had with it. And then you're going to attach it round here to cover up how disgusting it might look. I'm not going to attack it now for the purposes of I've run out of glue. There's no more glue, and I haven't got any more glue sticks, so whoops. But as you can see, the main body is done, the bit that we were going to teach everybody how to do. It's done! Yeah, woo! When you are finishing it up, I'm just going to use this as an example. You're going to take these two pieces, specifically these two. You're going to take the top of your thing. You're going to stick this one this way, so it comes up out of the back. The back curves this way, so this curves with it. And this you're going to stick right in it, like it's going to go around it, and it's going to be there. So that when you stand it up, I'll just hold them. It looks like this. And it looks like hammer. Woo! And it looks pretty. But for now I can't do that, so I'll just show you how to do it. On the back I am going to engrave a lot of designs and woodcut a lot of designs into this. I know it's foam, but I'm going to do it with a woodcutter anyway. Make sure when you do that you haven't got any filler or anything on the back of your hammer, like I have, because the surface won't be flat and it won't look as nice. When you come to put the pole in it, how I'm going to do it is I'm going to drill straight through the middle of the front post as you see it. Just drill straight through it to the back until you hit the back, but don't go through the back of the foam. Because when you do that, you're going to grab your pole that I don't have on me currently. I'm just going to jam it through. But yeah, as said before, this is it complete without its back on, these strange back bits, because I haven't got any glue anymore, but probably should have thought about that in hindsight. Tip 7, that's enough fingers I think. Tip 7, always remember to get your materials in advance, because if you don't, you'll end up like me with no glue. Always have glue sticks on the ready, or a spare glue gun. Yeah, yay for tips. I hope you all like these tips, because I'm going to just continue doing them whether you like them or not, because I find them funny. But anyway, this is Magnhild done. I'll post the progress pictures and the finished pictures of when the post goes through at the very end of this video, after I've done my closing. But yeah, woo! I hope you all enjoyed that video on how I made Magnhild, because it was highly requested. I hope it was somewhat informative, somewhat helpful if you wanted to make your own. This is a simpler version than the wooden versions that I've seen out there and the 3D printed versions, because God knows can I not afford a 3D printer. But this is the easier and simpler version to make Nora Valkyrie from Ruby, her hammer Magnhild. So I hope you all liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'll leave all the materials and stuff in the description box below so you know what to do, or if you want like a word by word tutorial, I'll put the WordPress down there, it'll be fine. I can't think of what to say. As always, thank you for being so lovely and always continuing to support me in this disaster that I call my life and cosplaying. But for now, I'll see you all next time when I'm back with my Foamworks 101 with everything on how to work foam. See you later! Hello again, it's me. I'm back with the final overview, whatever you want to call it, of the Magnhild project, as I said I would be. So this is what it looks like now. Now it's all together. I don't know how well you can see in this light. I might shut the blinds. Seems like a good idea. Bear with. Is this better? Woo! Light crisis avoided. Woo woo! Dance for the light crisis. Anyway, this is what this big bugger looks like now. As you can see, these are the end bits that we made in the video attached. I have made a new top bit to attach to it to make it look slightly more fancy. The back has come out of it. It should be should stick up like that, but it has come out so it doesn't. And the front is all painted, beautifully painted in the nice design. I did say I was going to engrave this, but that didn't go to plan. You apparently can't engrave foam and it sets on fire, so whoops. But this is what it looks like now. All done with 3 days to go to the convention. Please don't come crunch. I'm dying inside. But yeah, it's also been strip edged in the black that I showed you in the last video. And it's had a hole drilled in it somewhere. Where's the hole? There's the hole. So you can see it's just drilled straight through the middle post, so it is straight. I will put the stick in it so you can see, but this is what it looks like now when it's done. To make this top piece, all you've got to do is do the same as that. Just cut out a big triangle and stick it to it, but with gaps at each side so it sticks up like this. And I found a picture to trace, well not trace, but look at to put this onto here. I went off the template a bit, that's why it's a bit dodgy, one side's bigger than the other side. Who cares for symmetry? But this is what it looks like, and I will grab the pole and I'll show you what it looks like on the pole. As you might remember, mine is a wallpaper pole. I ripped the roller off the top of it because it was extendable and I wanted a bigger hammer. So you're going to want to take your extender bit, extend it, screw it in so it doesn't come apart, and then just spear the fuck out of your hammer. Just spear straight through it, straight through the hole you've cut to the back. Mine does spin. I am fixing that with an O-ring currently, but oh, it's too big. Oh, wait, you can't see it. We're going down. We're going down. There we go. As you can see, mine spins. Oh. So I'm going to put an O-ring to stop it from spinning on the post and stick it to here so the rubber of the O-ring will just hold it in place there specifically. I don't know if you can see it in this light. But yeah, this is what it ended up looking like in the end. I am putting insulation foam around this tube. It's a lovely looking tube. They are somewhere in this kitchen. These things, they're like woggles. They're not woggles, they're insulation foam because they have holes in them, unlike woggles. But they're going to fit round, demonstration time, they're going to fit round there, like this. So then it's just, doesn't look like metal and I won't get killed by MCM God security staff for this. But yeah, this is what it all has come out looking like. Woo! Yeah! Woo woo! Magnhild!